What do you need in a parenting schedule? In this video, I'm going to explain to you the things for a successful parenting plan. Now, most parenting plans have two major parts to it: decision-making and then parenting time. If you haven't seen our videos on allocation of parental responsibilities, here's a quick recap. Custody has been replaced by allocation of parental responsibilities, which is essentially the decision-making component of a parenting plan. Within that, there are only four major decisions that are decided by the courts: education, healthcare, religion, and extracurricular activities. Each decision can be either joint decisions or have a sole decision maker. When you're creating a parenting plan, I like to break it up into three different sections because it's easier to process that way. First, you have the school year, then you have the breaks from school, and finally, you have holidays, vacations, and other special events. Now, when creating a parenting plan, there's a lot to consider. In fact, it's too much for this one video. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the basic factors you need to think about when creating your schedule. Then we're going to talk about the school year and provide you with some examples that you might think about for your situation. In our next video, we're going to be talking about vacations and the breaks and the other holiday time outside of the school year. Before we get into the school year, let's talk about the things you need to be thinking about before you come up with a parenting plan. Now, you might be tempted to think about what somebody else's schedule has been like, but don't do that. Instead, you really need to be focusing on yourself and your kids. What I'd like you to think about are a few factors that will help you to make the best schedule for your kids. Some of those things to think about are the ages of your kids, your work schedules, after school activities, the distances between your homes, and really the availability of both parents and anybody else that might be helping out with your kids. All right, let's talk about the school year. Now, studies have shown that children need a consistent routine, especially during the school year. So you need a parenting schedule that gives them the structure and the balance that they need. Now, if you can't create a consistent schedule, that's okay. It's important to explain this to your kids in a united message with your ex. Okay, now you're probably asking, what is a normal schedule? Please do not try to create a parenting schedule based on what you think is normal or what you saw somebody else do. Instead, focus on your kids and your situation. Other people are going to need a different schedule than you because of their unique situation. So stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your kids and your schedule. So the school year is about 10 months long. And when you're creating your parenting schedule, you want to think about the right questions to ask. And I want you to focus on some of the following questions. So where are the kids going to sleep at night? Who's going to take them to school? Who's going to pick them up from school? Who's going to be available to take them to and from activities after school? Although there is no normal or standard schedule, I understand that some of our clients get stuck when creating a plan that they've never done before. So I'm going to give you a few ideas so you can think about this for your situation. Now, if one of the parents has to leave early for work or has an uncommon work schedule, such as a third shift where they're not going to be present for the kids while they're sleeping, weekday overnights can be a very difficult schedule. In this situation, it might be best to have an alternating weekend schedule and maybe 1 or 2 days during the week that parent can have some parenting time with the children. But at the end of the day, it's going to be very difficult to have the children spending the night during the week. Now, if both parents have a work schedule that allows them to be present and they live in close proximity, a common schedule that we're seeing more and more of these days is what I call a 2-2-5 schedule. In that situation, one parent has 2 days during the week, the other has 2 days during the week, and then when they alternate weekends, they end up with 5 days in a row. So this is how it would work. Let's assume that dad has every Monday and Tuesday, and mom has every Wednesday and Thursday. The way this would work is dad would always pick up the children after school on Monday, and he would keep the children until Wednesday morning, where he would drop them off at school. Now, mom would always pick up the children after school on Wednesday, and she'd keep the children until Friday morning when she would drop them off at school. The only difference really is who picks up the children Friday after school and who drops them off Monday morning. It's the parent whose weekend it is. Okay, quick recap on this. What this means is each parent is going to have 5 days in a row and then 2 days. So how this works is, again, Monday and Tuesdays with dad, Wednesday and Thursdays with mom, and then you're alternating weekends, which is going to give you that extra long period of time. Dad's going to have his long weekend from Friday after school until Wednesday morning. And then when it's mom's time, she's going to have Wednesday after school until Monday morning drop off. Each parent gets 5 days. Now, this schedule works really well if both parents are committed to making it happen and both parents can be there for their kids. Now, I also kind of recommend this schedule for the parents that don't get along particularly well, but they can admit the other parent's a good parent. Because in this situation, having a drop off and pickup schedule at school limits the interaction between the parents, and it can eliminate those impromptu fights that happen all too often. So try to remove emotions from this decision. Instead, focus on logic. Try to be flexible with your ex because this is going to affect your children. There is no perfect scenario or perfect plan out there. Don't try to be like somebody else. Instead, understand that this schedule is about your kids and not just you. You shouldn't be focused on percentages or competing with your ex. Instead, focus on what's going to give you and your kids the schedule that you need. I hope you found this video to be helpful. In the next video, we're going to be talking about breaks from school, holidays, and other considerations you need to be thinking about when making a parenting plan. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you want to hear about. We want to help you.